Give it to me like.
Welcome to Cocktails for Breakfast. I'm your host, Bailey.
I'm your host, Sophie.
And today we're covering how to build a happy life. We're happy today. We're going to keep going.
Oh my gosh. I can't take it right now. I can't take you this
I've
morning.
had too much coffees, guys.
Yeah,
and that
clearly,
makes for a
like,
happy day.
When you do like the shoulder.
Shimmer, shimmer.
Shimmer, shimmer.
We're actually really
Are you
coming out of
having
our
any
shell
fun?
now.
We're talking about building a happy life, guys. How do we start this one?
Well, what is a happy life for you? Like, what's that look
That's
like?
like a huge question. That's
Paint a
the thing.
photo.
Paint a photo. My gosh. A happy life for me is having the freedom to do whatever I want. And also having obviously my family around, my kids around, my husband at home, us just like living life like we want it to live it. I don't want to say no responsibilities because obviously life has tons of responsibilities, but having that freedom to not let anything hold us back in living our life how we want to live it. I don't know. What about you? It's a big question.
I feel like I'm happy when those around me are happy. So I would say exactly the same thing you said. Like, just, I feel like I have a happy life. That's another thing. Like, yeah, I think I posted, I know I'm not answering the question, but I said that the other day on my social media, and someone's like, you're so lucky that you're happy with your life. And I thought, fuck, isn't everyone happy with their life? Sorry, dropping the F-bombs, but it's true. Like, no? Like, I know that people aren't happy with parts of their life, but I guess it's rare for people to say, like, yeah, I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with my relationships. I'm happy with my work. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with where I'm going and what I'm doing. And I was like, wow, okay, like, no, I am happy in all those areas.
Yeah.
Could things be better? 100%. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they could totally, like, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, but you and I are executors. We're doers. So if ever we're in a situation that we're not enjoying or we're not happy, like, we take action or we make decisions, or even if they're gonna be tough or whatever. Like, I feel like we generate that kind of, energy when it comes to creating your happy life. There's a lot of people that just sit in their shit. And I don't, honestly, guys, and it's so funny because when Bailey and I either do calls or, we're very different and our team come to us for different things. And Bailey's known to be, the louder, strong, like to the point, strategic, masculine energy. And I'm known to be the one that's more calm, soothing, feminine. I'm going to delayer that onion and get to the bottom of why you're feeling that way. You can come to me and talk about your feelings, but there's a but. Okay.
But we both are the same on one thing.
Honestly, you cannot sit in your shit. You just cannot. You are in control of your life. Life doesn't happen to you, okay? Like, it's happening freaking for you. Like, and that's a mentality thing. That is a mindset thing. And I love how sometimes people are like, come to me because they're like, I don't know if I can tell Bailey this, but maybe I'll go to Sophie and maybe she'll be like smoother with me or more gentle. And then I'm like, nah, like, I'm giving you the same conversation that she just gave you, just maybe in different words. But at the end of the day, you're complaining to the wrong person.
Yeah. And I think too, it's just, we all have stuff. We all have the same 24 hours. We have all, like, everyone has their own things they're dealing with. But at the end of the day, when you play that victim mentality, you're not creating a happy place for yourself. And it's just taking those steps and that action every day to how can you change? And I think, and I had this talk with someone the other day on Instagram, but it's like, when I think about building my life, it's not what can I achieve in 2 weeks, a month. I'm actually thinking I'm 37 in October. Go Scorpios.
Holla!
But I have a goal for 40. I have a goal for 40. And every day I go, what steps can I take today to build that happy life for myself at 40? I don't, I'm working every day to progress and to build this dream that I have for myself. And I'm trying very hard to enjoy the process because I kind of really want to get there quick, but it's something I'm learning. But we also have to take, you know, a moment and reflect of how far you've come. And if you aren't happy, it's okay. Well, what are the steps I can take every single day to change this? It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to wake up and be like, oh, I'm motivated, or wake up and be like, oh, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my life. But you have to take those steps. And if you don't feel like you're taking the steps, then how are you going to change the narrative? Because at the end of the day, you can change. You're happy.
You can. You totally can. And that's the thing. It's like, if you wake up, and this is going to sound super cliche and super cheesy.
Lay it on us.
If you wake up in the morning and you can take a big breath, you're already winning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, then wake up, take that breath, and the mentality that you're going to have that morning when you wake up. Don't get me wrong, okay? You can be tired. You can be pissed off about some things. You can be upset about some things. But at the end of the day, you really need to self-talk and get yourself out of bed and smile. Like, honestly, like, sometimes, trust me, I get up out of bed and I'm grumpy because I'm like,
because I got 3 kids under 5.
Like, I got 3 kids under 5. I'm a tired mama. But I mean, freaking life is too short. I'm not going to waste my time like feeling sorry for myself. Like, I have kids to take care of. I have our relationship. I have my friendships. I have my, like, our business. Life has wonderful, beautiful things in it. Like, you're going to miss the boat if all you're thinking about is like, poor me and what am I? You got to feel the feelings. Trust me, if you're going through something tough, that's not what I'm saying. I'm separating those two. I think that when you have processed those things, at the end of the day, you have to show up for yourself, because it is you against you when it comes to creating your life, your happy life.
Yeah, and I think, too, touching on that, what I see a lot of, because we work with women, social media, so many people get affected by things that are out of your control, and it's almost like you feel you don't deserve to be happy. It's like, I can't be happy because so-and-so isn't, or because this happened, and it's like, but you can still be happy and grateful for what you have. You can still feel the feels and try to figure out, okay, well, how do I create happiness in my life? So we're going to talk a little bit about things that we actually do every day. It's not hard. And I'm going to ask Sophie first. So, you know, how are you? I know we talk about romanticizing your life and just embracing it. So what are the things that you're doing to help you feel happy and fulfilled?
Well, I mean, lately, last week, like, Chris and I went on a date. Like, we started dating each other again. Like, we've been almost together for 8 years, and we have 3 kids under 5. And it's like the hustle and bustle of life, and both having busy careers and stuff like that. And I feel like we couldn't even remember last time we went on a longer date, like, not just dinner out. Like, dinner out is fine too, but an actual, like, date. And Chris works downtown sometimes. So, and when we first started dating, that's what we did. Like, I would meet him downtown. We'd go to the restaurant or wherever, a bar. We went to a concert. Like, it was a longer kind of like evening. So it was cool. That's what we did last week. Like, I took the train and guys, like, we met up at the restaurant, super nice. We had such great conversations. We connected that way. We didn't even talk about the kids. And that's like, even if I would bring it up a little bit, he'd shut it down. Or if he would bring up the kids, we would shut it down, only because, like, we're so much more than our children sometimes. So I feel like that's like romanticizing your life that way. And even if it feels cheesy, it kind of feels good and it's cute and all that stuff. And I did document it a little bit too. And I did share it on social media. And something I want to say too is, often enough, what happens is that people do these cute romantic gestures set up for the purpose of social media, and then they press stop recording and they don't continue on that emotion, or they don't continue on that thing. And I'm like, but, like, what's the point? Like, you've set up a beautiful table for you and your partner. You're documenting it. You're sharing it on social media. You're going to stop recording. And your guys are not going to talk.
Because they're not doing it for them.
They're not doing it for them. They're doing it for freaking social media.
For clout.
No, honestly. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I have this thing where it's like, if you're going to do that, as soon as you stop recording, you better continue on that wave. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you think about romanticizing your life? Or even with whether it's your partner, your family life, like you've been on a few trips with your family.
Yeah. Romanticizing it. I think for me, it's about being present because I really live in my head a lot. Not in I just fantasize a lot in my head. Yeah. Not in like a dirty way. Just like, things that could happen. Like, woo, I'm a millionaire. Like, ooh, I'm actually in a yacht in Paris. Like, hello. So I just try to find those moments where I can just take a minute and be like, wow, like, the things I set out, I'm actually doing. You know what I mean? Like travel was a big thing for me with the kids, but yeah, or even simple things like self-care.
Yeah.
For me, like at nighttime, it's like putting on my nice fresh bathrobe, doing my self-care, taking the time for me, doing my face stuff, because we know I'm a skincare junkie. You know what I mean? Like doing my hair oil treatments, telling my man, I'm going to have a bath. I'm going to put on a candle. Yeah. It really taking time to do something for me that makes me happy. And it's not people wanting me, people needing me. And I think sometimes we think things are going to make us happy, but they don't. You just think they're going to make you happy. You're like, oh, that person does this. That will make me happy. Oh, I see that person doing this. That might make me happy too. And you're not actually on a quest to find like what actually brings you joy. Yeah. You're just going through the motions of the ocean. You're just like on autopilot, not even probably realizing you're unhappy. I think that's a big thing too.
And you just said it right there, is like on autopilot, and you don't even realize if you're happy or you're unhappy. And sometimes it takes, like, whether it's a tragedy or something that happens into your life that really shakes you and then you kind of like reassess the whole situation. And that's the thing, is I do feel around me, it's changing. The times are changing where people are kind of like, okay, taking a look at what their lifestyle is like, what they're willing to do to like follow that lifestyle that they do want to live. It's less about like working long hours and, like 80% of your life working to live 20%. I feel like my hair's getting stuck in my mic, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's the other way around. I feel like we're living especially us in our 30s, we're living a different kind of life, and we're showing our kids that too. And I think we're definitely breaking, what do you call them? Generational stuff. Because I do think that's important. Trust me, like everybody's happiness is very different. Like I'm happy where I'm at. I'm living a very, very happy life. Do I think what I'm seeing for my future, am I going to be happier? I don't think I'm going to be happier. I do think that my life is going to be maybe more impactful then, though. Like it's one of those things where I'm very happy where I'm at. And I shared something recently on social media for a message. It was kind of like, it's not about making the money. It's about, making the money to create that freedom. And that's a huge, huge, huge one for me. And when it comes to living my happy life, that's what it looks like for me. And the pursuit of happiness is a huge one. And I'm always pursuing it because I do think, yes, I'm super happy right now, but obviously I'm going to go through more experiences. Like I'm going to be 40 next year. And like you, I have an idea of what my life will look like at 40, but what is my life going to look like when I'm like 60 and my kids, are going to be grown up and one day I'm going to be a grandparent. Like I know I'm going to be happy as well. Like that, when that comes. But it's about I truly in my heart feel like what makes me happy is really helping people figure that out. And also, like working with women especially and showing them that they are worthy of a life that maybe, like you said, fantasize of, but you can take those steps to get to that, Yeah.
I like that. Thanks. I feel like I get really happy when I'm helping other people too. Yeah. That's something I've totally discovered. With just like myself. I think too, sometimes like even our jobs and like kind of what you said about in your 30s in like our generation, it's realizing that there's other options out there. It's not, you don't just have to go to school, go to college, do A, B, C, D, And I think a lot of people are figuring that out now, and then they're thinking, shit, what do I do? And you get overwhelmed because you're unhappy and you don't know how to take the steps to achieve your happy.
Exactly.
And it could be so many things. It doesn't have to be financial happiness, but our relationships are huge. Relationships with family, your partner, your kids. When they're happy, I'm happy.
Yep.
Right? Like happy wife, happy life.
It's true. It's so true. And it's like, and that's the thing, it's taking, you said something, it's taking those actions and realizing too. And I feel like I talked to so many people that privately message me, and it's kind of like they've given so much of their time, effort, concentration, and education to do a certain type of, per se, like they pursued a career that they're not even happy about. They wake up in the morning, but they feel obligated because they put in so much time prior to get to that point. I'm like, dude, switch it up.
Yeah.
Change it. You're not happy. Make a move. What are you going to do? You're going to stay here?
Yeah.
You're going to wake up every morning? Like, you just making that switch or taking that step, and I know it's scary, trust me, and it's the unknown, but you're worthy of living the life that you want to live. And we see that in certain type of personalities that are willing to make that move. And we hear that all the time. Yeah. I'm so glad I made that move.
Yep.
Like, I don't regret
That's like
thing.
My worst fear in life is being unhappy.
Oh,
I remember that's why I've tried every job, guys. I will, if I'm unhappy, I'll quit.
She has.
No problem. Because there's been so many times where I used to go to work or go into a salon. One, I was fired all the time because I was that miserable asshole.
Yeah.
It was me.
Because you weren't happy.
Because I wasn't happy. And then I would be anxious going to, anxiety is an indicator that something's not right.
Yeah.
If you're anxious about something, something isn't right. That's your intuition. That's your, I don't care. That's your something, an alarm system going off being like,
woohoo,
hello, change it. And who cares if you've invested money? There's so much money and abundance around you. You just got to call it in. But if you're in that vibration of lack and like, I'm stuck, then you're not going to be able to move. And I'm going to share something with you about when I was unhappy this year was when you and I, because we talked about, you follow me on social media. I've been doing kind of like a workout.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fill in my
journey.
cup.
Yeah, big time.
Okay.
Yep.
I've always been into fitness. I was hockey. I did gymnastics. So I've always been fit. And then just through building our business, through being a mom, I have 2 dogs. Life's been crazy. This year I just said, you know what? I really want to get back to feeling my best self and confident. Both my kids are in school. I have the time. And it took me a whole year to develop these habits.
Yeah.
But when Sophie and I went to do a photo shoot for this, Cocktails for Breakfast, I was so paralyzed because I didn't feel confident.
Right.
And I wasn't happy. Like, I remember we left and we had a good talk, and I was like, man, like, this is one area that really has to change for me to be happy, because I'm in my head so much. I didn't even capture half of the stuff I wanted to, because in my head, I'm just thinking, oh my God. And like all these awful, like just, narratives I was telling myself. And we got back and I said, I got to change this because I can't continue like this. Like clearly there's something isn't joyful.
Yeah.
So I just started filling my cup and started doing little habits every day. I hired someone Carla, to help me get a good routine going. And since then, and I knew these things, I just kind of had to be held accountable. But since then, I'm getting all these messages about, you look so happy right now. And it's because I'm feeling comfortable in my skin. And I know a lot of our unhappiness isn't necessarily, it's either work and finances or it's the way you feel about yourself. And for me, I was like, I couldn't even be happy around me because all I was thinking about was like, does my ass look good in that jeans? That girl's ass looks good. I wonder if that person thinks I'm cute. My husband isn't complimenting me anymore. Like, these are all these
it's true though.
All these narratives, right? Yeah. Like that I would say in my head to myself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm annoying myself. I was in my own shit. But now everyone knows, like, I got boundaries. What do we say? I'm like, I'm not free till after 10. I have a solid morning routine now. I wake up, I feel my body. I'm consistent with certain things in my diet that I know really make a difference for my energy level and my mood. And on top of that, I'm getting every day. I'm like, every day I hit those 10,000 steps, and every day I walk my dogs.
Yep.
If you know, I've been having a hard time walking these ginormous dogs together, but I've been able to do it. But every day I do it. Even today I was tired. I was on my social media. I said, I'm so tired. I even told my husband, maybe I won't walk them. And he said, no, walk them, get out. You know, it will be good for yourself. I did. I feel so much better. Don't underestimate the power of fueling your body if you're feeling in the dumps, fueling it with the right food, and taking time out to get out in nature, whether it's walking. You got to move your body to get those endorphins going. Like I said, you're not going to wake up and be like, I'm happy. It's like you got to take these steps. And now I'm looking back. I'm so grateful for that photo shoot, because even though all year I was trying to work, it got to a point where I was like, Bale, I'm like, to myself, I'm like, girl, you're annoying like yourself at this point. Like other people can see it too. It's up to you to take the steps in order to change, order to change your happiness. And now everyone around me is like, wow, I've noticed such a difference in you. And it's so crazy, because when we think about our business, even my relationships, whether it's with my friends, my husband, or my kids, you know, I'm filling my cup first in the mornings. And I know not everyone has that luxury. I get that. But even if it's just waking up an extra half an hour earlier to read your book, or to do some yoga, or I don't know, just get that energy moving, especially for someone like me who has ADD. Like if I'm not exercising, that energy is put somewhere else, and it's usually not productive. So, you know, creating that happy for me is when I feel good, and then I feel confident with myself. And then I'm ready to take on the world and take these moves, whether it's with my business or, you know, with my relationships, especially if you're in an unhappy relationship. If you feel better about yourself and more confident about yourself, you're more likely to go and seek another partner that matches you in your vibration.
And something I want to bring up too is the fact that, like, sometimes I'm going to talk in the perspective of a mother, is that we feel that we have to sacrifice a part of us to be able to fulfill our children's happiness, or our husband, our family life happiness, and all that stuff. But that's such the wrong way of looking at things. I've had somebody recently say to me, not because of my social media, because we know each other like personally and stuff like that, but also about my social media in my life, and they know me, and they're like, you know what, the way that you mother and the way that you are reminds me of how my mom was, and she was like happy, like she was a happy mom. And that really like touched me, because I was like, you know what, I'm doing something right. But I do believe that but I'm making the moves. Like I do not feel bad about saying, like, Sue, can you come and babysit the kids tonight, because I really need to get out of the house, or Chris, like, are you cool? I'm going to go out for a drink because I need to fill my cup. I need to get out of the house. Like those little things, I know at the end of the day, I'm going to be a better mother and a better partner. So I'm not sacrificing anything. Me being unhappy, cooped up in my house, is not going to benefit anybody.
Impacts everyone around
and that's
you.
the thing, right? So it's finding that groove and finding what really makes you happy, and the fact that it's those things that you do for yourself that maybe like have nothing to do with your children or your husband or whatever can still make you happy. And I feel like a lot of people or mothers need that validation, or being shown that or given permission to do so, because I do feel still people sacrifice so much of themselves, but they're like, yeah, I do it for my family. I do it for my kids. Yeah, but one day your kids are going to grow up.
And they're going to think that that's what you do.
And they're going to think that that's what you need to do to be a good wife, a good mother, and all those things, which is not true. Like, just they learn that way. And that's why I'm trying really, really hard personally to just like lead with my heart and lead to like do the things that make me happy.
Oh, I have so many things, like ideas.
Yeah.
From you talking. Like, well, one of them is, and I always say it to my husband, is like, because I see so many people that don't want to get married. I've been married since I was 23. Like I'm on
not
16
married, guys.
Years. She's with her man though, together. And I think it's a beautiful thing when you find the right partner, which I'm lucky I have.
Yeah.
And I just think like, man, like to find a love like that, like that's something I want my kids to aspire to have. Unfortunately, I didn't have that growing up. But I knew I wanted it. So I took that different approach of like, well, I'm definitely going to have it or I don't want it at all. And then I want my kids to want a family. I see so many people that don't want to have families. And I don't know if it's because maybe it was dysfunctional growing up or they saw that their parents were unhappy. But I really want mine, when they grow up, to say like, I want to have that type of love. I want to have that type of family. And I know it all starts with me. And it's funny because you get your cup filled by being social and going out. Like even I know when you're like, let's get a drink. I'm like, I'm so fucking tired, but I know she needs it.
I'm like, let's go. Yeah.
Where I'm the opposite. Yeah. I want to go introverted and I need to do things just for me and I need people to leave me alone and I need to have that alone time with myself to have my cup filled. So you really have to figure out like, what is it? Like if going out drains you, like I have overcommitted this week. Yeah. Are we doing this? Then I'm like, oh shit, I overcommitted. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to take these mornings for myself and I'm going to put my phone down. So it's really also a self-discovery when you're on your journey to finding your happiness for what works for you. And you're not going to know unless you try it all. Exactly. It's a process of elimination. It's like dating people. You're like, nope, yes. Yeah. Right? Red flag, green flag. Yeah, so totally. It's the same with your happiness. And if you don't go out, especially if you're a mom and you're struggling with this, where you're just like, I have mom guilt and we struggle with that. Like, it's normal. But unless you go out and see how you feel after, you're not going to know if that fills your cup. Maybe you're like Sophie and you need to go out and be social. My older sister's like that. She gets her cup filled being social. Yep. Or maybe you're like me and you're like, I'm touched out, talked out. If anyone asks me another question, I'm going to have a meltdown. I need some peace and quiet. That's cool too. But you got to figure out, what brings you that solitude and happiness to make you feel energized opposed to depleted. And then you just need to do more of that. Yeah. More consistent. It doesn't even have to be every day. No. It's just more of those things. Yeah. Right? I agree with you 100%. And it's like in recognizing what makes you happy and being okay with actually the things that make you happy and just incorporate it in your like life here and there. And then you're good. Yeah. So guys, that was a big one. The happiness I feel talk. Like I could literally just talk about this. I know. All day long. Same. But you need to ask yourself, guys that are listening, watching, are you happy? Are you happy? Ask yourself. So thank you so much for watching us and listening to us and catch you next time. Give it to me like. Okay, so if you enjoyed this episode, you want to hear other things, I'd love for you to like, comment, and share and tag a hoe.